Hello and welcome to Nltv. This is Rovinho Lama and you're watching Nltv News Now. Now headlines. In an intense gun battle between the NSCN-K Nikisumi Group and the NSCN Unification Group, a cadre of NSCN-K Niki Group reportedly killed in Peren, disease identified as Atoka Kinimi, and additional secretary of the NSCN-K Niki Sumi faction. 14 tribal hosts of Nagaland calls for a quick solution to the Naga peace talk, urge all parties involved to come to a conclusion without further delay. Movement of over 160 trains around the country hit amid a rail roko protest call to praise for the dismissal of Union Minister Ajay Mishra and arrest of a Lakhimpur incident in Uttar Pradesh. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan called an emergency meeting to take stock of the situation as the death toll in flood-related incident in Kerala increases to 27, with 22 casualties. Kottayam and Idukki emerge as two worst-hit districts. The number of civilian kills in targeted attack in Jammu and Kashmir the month goes up to 11 as two laborers from Bihar gunned down by terrorists on Sunday. Another one injured as terrorists opened fire at the laborers at Vanpo in Kulgam district. Now news in details. GPRN NSCN-K additional secretary of Central Secretariat was killed by faction NSCN-U during a clash that took place between NSCN-K and NSCN-U. After years of peace, factions clashed for the first time. The funeral service for Atoka Kinimi was held at Padampukri on 16 October at 9 a.m. Clash between the two factions occurred at Kihoi Camp, Peren district. According to some NSCN-U sources, they had no bad intention over the situation. They had only acted on the basis to protect themselves and stated that if at all they had bad intention, they would have killed everyone who entered the camp. The father's statement stated that the bloodshed would not lead to any solution or solve problems. The whole retaliation act was to protect themselves. The 14 tribal hosts of Nagaland had an emergency meeting on 16 October at Commissioner Guest House Kohima and unanimously resolved to reaffirm all its previous stands in matter of Naga solution. On behalf of Naga Soho's press release was given by KT Ville, convener, and Laji Luyanba, Secretary Tribal Hohos of Nagaland, urges all negotiating entities in the Naga political talks to wrap up the process of signing an agreement without further delay. They also reaffirmed that the tribal Hohos would stand united for the larger interests of the Nagas for early solution and appeal to all the negotiating parties that any part of agreement that is to be implemented in Nagaland should be made it known to the tribal hosts of Nagaland before the final solution is signed. They further stated, anything that is for the Nagas of Nagaland will be determined by the tribal hosts of Nagaland. Fuel prices have seen an upsurge for the fourth consecutive days now, with diesel prices almost making a century in 3 districts of Nagaland as of October 17th. A liter of diesel is selling for Rs 99.73 in Tuensang, Rs 99.70 in Kifiri, and Rs 99.65 in Noklak. Petrol, on the other hand, is soaring at high with Rs 107.64 in Tuensang, Kifiri at 107.56 and Noklak at 107.43. As per the Union Ministry of Petroleum and Gas, while the retail prices are fixed by the oil marketing companies, many factors has determined the final. Retail price including central and state taxes include sales, dealers, commission and freight charges, and as a result, prices differ across states and region. The differences across prices in Nagaland can also be attributed to this factor. Two laborers from Bihar were gunned down by terrorists on Sunday, taking the numbers of civilians killed in targeted attack in Jammu and Kashmir this month to 11. Terrorists opened fire at the laborers at Vanpo in Kulgam district on Sunday. Another laborer was injured in the incident. Of the 11 people killed in the spate of attack on civilians, 5 were from other states. This indicates that the terrorists want to drive people from other states out of Kashmir. And officials said the killing have sparked fear in the valley, prompting an exodus of the Kashmiri Pandit families living in transit camps. Dozens of families, including those of government employees who returned to the valley after getting jobs under the Prime Minister's special scheme for Kashmiri migrants, have left. In the wake of the attack, police have launched a massive crackdown and detained about 900 people across the Union territory for alleged link with separatists.
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल यहाँ पे इधर से कॉर्डन लगा अंदर और ओ ये ना यमन तुलियो कॉर्डन थियो ओ ये ना पत बनी
Congress on Monday decided to boycott the Deputy Speaker up poll, accusing the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party of attempting to divert attention from various problems plaguing Uttar Pradesh. Congress workers also sat in front of the State Assembly carrying placards demanding justice for farmers who died in the Lakhimpur Kheri violence on October 3. The party also alleged that both the BJP and the Samajwadi Party were involved in a friendly fight and were keen on the election and not on discussing various raging issues facing the state. The Congress workers say that they will continue to fight till Union Minister of State for Home Ajay Mishra is dismissed, and said they will sit on dharna on these issues. Technical advisor for group of the World Health Organization will meet on October 26 to consider Bharat Biotech COVID-19 vaccine. Covaxin for emergency use listing chief scientists of the global health body said that who has been working closely with Bharat Biotech to complete the dossier. Their aim is to have a broad portfolios of vaccine approved for emergency use and to expand access to population to everywhere. Meanwhile, Strategic Advisory Group of experts on immunization of WHO held a meeting on October 6 with the objective to make its recommendation on Covaxin on EU health among other issues, and said that it will take a call on granting EU health status to Covaxin in a week time. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is holding a meeting with police chief of all states to discuss security and coordination issues. The meeting started at 2 p.m. and will continue till 10 p.m. It was also stated that last month Amit Shah met top officials from 10 states affected by left-wing extremism to review the security situation and progress of development projects. To strengthen the overall military preparedness to deal with any Chinese misadventures, India has significantly cranked up its day and night surveillance at the line of actual control in the Arunachal Pradesh sector on Sunday, as tensions boiled over between the two countries following the Galwan Valley clashes last year. India ramped up its overall deployment along the nearly 3,400-kilometer long LAC, besides speeding up infrastructure development to gain a tactical advantage. According to sources, drones and weapon system integrated variant of the advanced light helicopter Rudra are carrying out round-the-clock surveillances over the LAC in the mountainous terrain and sending crucial data and images to command and control centers. After allegedly ingesting snacks in Uttar Pradesh, Ray Bareilly area, three sisters aged 8, 6 and 4 years became ill and succumbed to death. The event was reported in Mirza Inayatullapur Patti villages in the district Unchahar region on Saturday. The disease have been identified as Pihu 4, VD6 and Vaishnavi 8. The girl's father Naveen Kumar Singh stated that he brought loose snakes including puff rice from the Jamunapur market on Friday evening, following which they took ill and passed away. According to the police, the three girls started vomiting and then the family took them to the NTPC hospital where doctors declared Vaishnavi dead, while the other two were sent to the district hospital where they succumbed during treatment. Further investigation underway. Former cricketer Yuvraj Singh was briefly arrested and then released on bail in Haryana on Saturday, according to sources, as part of an investigation into a complaint that he had used a caste slur in an Instagram live video against cricketer Yuzvendra Chahal. The 39-year-old had earlier apologized for the unintentional remarks and misunderstood after his June 2020 Instagram live video with ex-teammate Rohit Sharma that had his command on leg spinner Yuzvendra Chahal was widely shared on social media. Triggering outrage, Yuvraj Singh and Rohit Sharma were seen discussing Mr. Chahal's TikTok videos. Airlines can operate domestic flight without any capacity restriction beginning Monday onwards. The Ministry of Civil Aviation had announced last week. The ministry said that it is ordered that it has been decided to restore the scheduled domestic air operation with effect from October 18, 2021 without any capacity restriction. The order noted that the decision was taken in response to an increase in passenger desire for air travels. Apart from strictly following COVID-19 protocols, a few other restrictions like minimum and maximum fare cap will continue to be applicable on domestic flight. Notably, there will be no serving or selling of meal in less than 2 hours of the journey. Earlier, due to the COVID-19 restriction, the carriers had been running at 85% capacity since September 18. Bollywood actress Jacqueline Fernandez, for the fourth time, skipped the summons by the Enforcement Directorate issued in connection with a money laundering case against fraudster Sukesh Chandrasekhar and his actor wife Leena Paul. The agency, which investigates financial crimes, had last recorded her statement as a witness in the case on August 30. Since then, the 36-year-old actress has skipped summons on September 25, October 15, 16 and today. As per sources, Jacqueline Fernandez cited professional commitment behind her no-show. Sukesh Chandrasekhar and Leena Paul have already been arrested by Delhi police for allegedly duping the family of Fortis healthcare promoter Shivinder Singh of around 200 crores. A final decision regarding vaccinating the below 18 population in the country will be taken on the basis of overall scientific rationale. VK Paul on Sunday informed that a supply situation of anti-COVID jabs will also be a deciding factor. Currently, 3 vaccines, Covishield, Covaxin and Sputnik V, are being administered in the country for those above 18 years of age. All of them are 2-dose vaccine. According to Paul, children are part and parcel of the chain of COVID transmission and are infected in large numbers. At the same time, COVID infection in children are very mild or asymptomatic. On the other hand, he said that there is enough vaccine available that they can be used in children. The Taliban-led government in Afghanistan has rejected Russian President Vladimir Putin claimed that Islamic State terror group was present in the north of the country, saying it was baseless. Addressing a virtual summit of the Commonwealth independent states on Friday, Putin said that Russian data has revealed that 2,000 IS fighters are in the north of Afghanistan. Responding to Putin's claim, the Taliban's Ministry of Information and Culture said on Saturday concern expressed in the regards are to some extent baseless, as Moscow is slated to host two meetings on Afghanistan this week. The first meeting on Tuesday will be attended by officials from the US, Russia, China and Pakistan, while the second on Wednesday will see the participation of representatives from a number of countries. The Taliban Foreign Ministry has said a delegation will attend the first meeting.